So, as you guys know, I have my podcast. But if you didn't know that I had a podcast, it's Jamie13 Horror. You can find it on Spotify, you can find it on Apple, and any other places where podcasts are streaming. But I was talking to my boyfriend and we had a thought. So you know on my TikTok, I remain completely unbiased. I never give my opinion on anything, and people are always asking. So we considered maybe with my podcast, I could start giving more of my personal opinion on things. But I know some people prefer that I stay unbiased in every way possible. It's really just seeing what you guys think. Do you even care to know my personal opinion on things? Because a lot of stuff that I cover and I want to cover on my podcast, I have a lot of opinions about. I'm just double checking with y'all because I don't ever want to alienate any of my followers or have any of my personal opinions fog how people feel about my content. So drop a comment and let me know what you think. I bet you didn't know some of the most tragic things that have happened at the happiest place on earth. I'm talking about Disneyland. This video suggestion came from Anthony Hudgens 0. They sent me a donation and told me what they would like for me to do a TikTok on. I'll explain how you can do the same at the end of this video. March 7th, 1981. An 18-year-old man was fatally stabbed in Tomorrowland. The victim had supposedly pinched the attacker's girlfriend. September 14th, 1985. A 7-year-old girl was walking across the parking lot. She fell under a moving bus and was fatally crushed. October 17th, 2010. A 61-year-old man fatally jumped from the Mickey and Friends parking structure. December 21st, 2000. A 15-year-old boy was critically injured and suffered a broken leg when his foot got stuck between the cart he was riding in and a guardrail. He was hanging his leg outside of the cart when it got caught. July 8th, 1974. An 18-year-old new employee was crushed to death when she slipped between a revolving wall and a stationary platform at the America Sings attraction. The attraction was closed for 2 days while they ripped up the carpet and cleaned up all the blood. They installed lights and breakaway walls to prevent another accident like this from happening. September 5th, 2003. A 22-year-old man suffered critical injuries that ended up being fatal. He was riding Big Thunder Railroad when an axle came loose and jammed the brakes of the locomotive, causing it to fall on his passenger car. He suffered severe blunt force trauma and internal bleeding. He had a hefty scalp laceration and a punctured lung. It took a while for them to get medical assistance to him. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. They say this is one of the few incidents where a death was caused by poor maintenance. January 3rd, 1984. A 48-year-old woman was decapitated when she was thrown from a Matterhorn bobsled car and was struck by an oncoming bobsled. June 17th, 1966. A 19-year-old was killed while attempting to sneak into the park. He ended up climbing on the monorail, ignoring security guards' warnings. He was struck by the train and dragged 30 to 40 feet. The security guard was quoted as saying, "I had to hose the kid off the underside." There are so many more injuries and deaths connected to Disneyland. That's just as many as I could fit in this TikTok. Have a specific subject or story you'd like for me to cover on my TikTok? Here's how. You can send a donation to my Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Just make sure to include your username in the notes. I'll follow you back and then send you a message. Then you can tell me what you would like for me to do a TikTok on. I bet you didn't know these famous people had doppelgangers throughout history. Keanu Reeves looks like Louis Maurice Butet. He was a French painter. Jack Black looks like the lead in the opera, The Barber of Seville. Shia LaBeouf looks like a young Albert Einstein. Joe Jonas looks like President Franklin Pierce. And Nicolas Cage looks like this random guy from the Civil War. Justin Timberlake looks like this random outlaw's mugshot.